Business owners in East Palestine, Ohio are still struggling more than a month after the train derailment and toxic chemical release. I was there on the ground for 2 weeks, and among those who I recently spoke with was Nate Velez, the owner of Velez Engines, whose shop, as you see right here, it is right behind the site where that train derailed. He shared with me he's not had a single customer since the derailment on February 3rd. So I wanted to bring Nate, onto the show to give us an update on how things are going. Hey, Nate, thanks for chatting with me this morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So, Nate, you and I were standing in your shop together a week ago this afternoon. Has anything changed since you and I last
No,
spoke?
nothing.
Nothing. Have you heard from
Not
anybody? Norfolk Southern, EPA, FEMA?
nobody. Nothing. It's basically like no one's there.
And where does business stand now? You still haven't had a single customer.
No, I haven't had one. No phone calls, no customers, nothing.
So talking about the future here, you and I talked a little bit about this last week. Do you see a future in East Palestine for your family or your business?
Unfortunately, I don't. I think it's not a very wealthy town to begin with. So I think it's, the damage is already done. Now at this point, why would you try to rebuild there? Even if it is actually safe, which who knows, the stigma will be there forever.
So you anticipate moving your family. I know you shared with me your family has been in an Airbnb, your children, your wife. What has that been like to see your town turned into, it's been a circus for the last month. I mean, what must that feel like for you?
It's stressful, because you have to move constantly, because at an Airbnb, it's not like you rent the place every month to month or whatever. So we're constantly moving around. And then, we had to switch from regular school to online school, and none of us, including my son who's 9, we don't know how to do any of that. So that was an entire ordeal. It's just, the whole thing is very stressful. And I'm not the only one. There's other people going through the same thing, but from the time you go to Airbnb to get the online school going, to try to, lay down for the day, a couple weeks have already gone by. And even if I could be at my shop and my business, there's no point, because no one's bringing me any new work anyway. So
yeah, and I know the unknowns are unnerving for a lot of people. And one of my last questions to you, I know your family has started a GoFundMe page to help y'all relocate. And in fact, other families that I talked to there on the ground had done the same thing. Do y'all feel like you're getting more help by fighting for yourselves from the kindness of strangers, grassroots efforts, than you are from Norfolk Southern or the government?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I said to my wife yesterday, she said, because everyone has a lawyer now. She said, "Have you talked to the lawyers?" And I said, "Well, listen, insurance, the railroad, the lawyers, the federal government, none of that's going to happen. And if it does, it's not going to happen anytime soon. So we are 100% on our own."
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.